So I'm going to start off with like some deep breathing techniques that I use for helping me normalize my blood pressure and also helping to alleviate stress, anxiety. Um, so we'll start with just getting in a relaxed state of mind and state of, you want to be somewhere where it's quiet, not a lot of noise going on. If it's a lot of noise going on, you want to try to get somewhere where there's minimal noise and you can just breathe in, breathe out. You want to try to hold it as long as you can though. So breathe in, nice long deep breaths. Breathe out. So try it again. Hold it as long as you can. Breathe in. So really deep breathing is something that you can do throughout the day. You can do it when you wake up in the morning, do your stretches. You can do it before you go to bed to help you relax, to help you sleep better. You can do it when you feel you're overworked, overstressed, anxiety, whatever's going on. You're hyperventilating. It helps with breathing. Pregnant women know about deep breathing when they're getting ready to in the Lamaze classes and everything they have. So much you can learn and so much you can get out of deep breathing. So it definitely helps me with lowering my blood pressure. It helps me when I need to, just process something that I'm going through and I can't talk about it at that moment. So I just, if you feel like you're about to spaz out, sometimes deep breathing, taking a breath or doing some deep breathing techniques will definitely help. So I wanted to start my video off with that. I feel much better doing that. I also wanted to talk about aromatherapy, something that is wonderful. I got some Pro Therapeutic grade 100% essential oil blends that I have. I have several of these, and aromatherapy is so good. It's good to use on your pressure points, like your wrists, behind your ears, your ankles and stuff like that, to help with stress. And just smelling something sometimes can put you in a good or bad mood. So of course aromatherapy is for good moods, and they have all kind of different kinds. My favorite is peppermint, lemon, and orange. Those three together, they work fantastic. You can get a diffuser and put them in. You can make your own essential oils at home to use as a massage oil. You just go online and look at some recipes. There's so many different ones that you can use as carrier oils, like jojoba oil. Almond oil is a carrier oil. Olive oil can be a carrier oil. And you can mix these with your 100% essential oil blends to kind of mellow it out, because you don't too much want to put it directly on your skin, because it's the concentrated blend of the essential oil. So the carrier oils is what helps kind of lengthen the oil, and also it won't cause maybe an allergic reaction to putting that actual concentrated essential oil on your skin. So carrier oils are good oils to use for like if you're going to use a hair oil, you wouldn't put this directly on your scalp. But you see so many different hair oils in the beauty supply store, and a lot of people don't know that they could just buy their own essential oils and make their own, hair oils. That's what I do. So I do buy hair products here and there, but most of my hair products I make myself, and it's good for your cuticles, your hands, everything. So enough with that. So talking about wellness today, Um, my class was yesterday. It went pretty well. Um, I did speak on my focus for that day. I said my focus. My reflection for yesterday was focus on things that are important. And what made me say that was I was telling my class I was reading through our rap book, and I came across the chapter focusing, and it was talking about focusing is something totally different than meditation. I'm going to read the excerpt out of the book that talks about focusing, if I can get to it, and then I'm going to go on with the rest of what I wanted to discuss out of the workbook today. I had it ear clipped, but you know when you're trying to find something, you never can find it when you need it. Let's see. I'm going to look at the bottom because the bottom tells me where I'm at. Okay, so focusing is on page 207 of the Wellness Recovery Action Plan Plus book. And I want to read something out of here where it said about, it says focusing is something like meditation, but it is not meditation. It says meditation is an effective quieting and healing process in which you clear yourself out, empty yourself, and give yourself a chance to just be in focusing. Just be. So that's what meditation is. But focusing is you think, respond, and feel. It says the best way to gain a clear understanding of focusing is to try it, following 1-3 sets of focusing instructions. And then it says use the one that feels right to you, or use them as a guide in developing your own set of focusing instructions. So it talks about the way you can go in to focus on something. The different instructions. It gives 3 different instructions. But what I took from focusing also is to what are you focusing on? What are you thinking about? What is the topic of your focus? And the reason why I mentioned yesterday to focus on what's important is because you can focus on negative things and you can focus on positive things, of course. And I think sometimes in our society we have a tendency to, and not just in our society, but I have not read the book Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Myers, but I hear it's a good book. And when your mind is a very powerful tool. Everybody know that mind is very powerful. And so I have learned to allow myself not to dwell or think about something that's negative, or doing something negative, or speaking negative if I don't have to. And I think that's the cognitive way of thinking, is you're going to think either a way to be positive or to be negative. So the reason why I wanted to say about the focusing is that I think sometimes we need to focus on things that are important. Focus on first yourself. What matters to you, how you can improve yourself. You should be in competition with yourself. You shouldn't be in competition with your neighbor. You shouldn't be in competition with your family members. You shouldn't be in competition with your coworkers. Your competition is yourself. And so when we start looking at how can we better ourselves, how can we focus on making ourselves a better person or being a better person, then a lot of times when we see jealousy popping up, when we see negativity popping up, we see gossip popping up, we won't have time for it because that's not my focus. So I just want to put that out there and say that if we focus on things, on how to better ourselves, on how to be positive, on how to do the best we can with our lives and what God has given us, we will be in a better situation, in a better place. So, and then on a side note, focusing on, like I said, negative thoughts and negative ideas it goes back to the beginning of the book, where when Miss Copeland was saying that she was doing the statistics on people that were getting healthy and people that were staying in the situation they was in. People that were getting healthy had positive statements like, no, I'm not feeling good today, but I know I did this such and such and such and such to help my mood today, and I know things are going to get better. They had positive reflections and they had positive outlooks. But the people that mentioned, no, I'm not doing good today because so and so said this, or so and so did that, or I'm never going to get better, they was negative in their speaking, and they over time did not get better. So they said the power is in the tongue, and also it's in our brain, it's in our mind, it's how we think, it's how we reflect on things. And so I just want to put that out there, like, our focus got to be on the right thing. It's got to be on the right thing, because if it's not going to yield positive results. So, but the wellness, a life assessment, I'm going to read some of it because I was reading over it this morning, and it was talking about in our wrap that I like how our facilitators are doing the wrap because it's very interactive. They are giving us a chance to be in groups and talk about things that are going on with us and how we're going to build upon our wrap. I don't expect for us in 5 weeks to be complete with a whole brand new wrap. First of all, this book is very thick, like one of our teammates was saying yesterday. But beyond that, like I said, I did my wrap in 2019, and I still am building upon it. It's a process, and it's a process that's not so much as of you writing things out, you typing things out. It's about making sure that you're staying well, that you're following the daily strategies for staying well, and that you're making adjustments as you grow and as you learn different things throughout life that you're going to do anyway. So I like how they've given us a chance to speak and mention things that are triggers, mention things that can hold us back or bring us into where we're trying to get to based on the techniques and stuff in the Wrap Plus book, and just with Wrap in general. So I'm on the Wellness and Recovery Strategies Life Assessment. I just want to read this because I was reading over it, and it was something that I felt like needed to be discussed. This is the life assessment one, and I'm going to read the first couple parts of the book, and then it's going to go over some different strategies and some different ones that people may have experienced through life assessments and through life, and how to cope with those situations on making them positive, turning them into positive outcomes instead of the negative situations that you were faced with. It says, I knew there was some things in my life, some current and some things from long ago, that were making things much worse. You may feel that there was a participating event, series or events, life circumstances, or ongoing misinterpretations about guilt, past or childhood issues that preceded the onset of your mental health issues. A close look at these circumstances and issues provide important clues about factors that may make you feel worse or have a more difficult time, and provides valuable information on action you need to take to achieve recovery and a level of wellness that you are comfortable with. Although you cannot keep traumatic events from happening or issues from influencing your thoughts and feelings, you can learn to respond to them, deal with them, and work through them in ways that allow you to have more control over your moods and your life. In addition, there may be various circumstances in your life that need to be addressed. In some cases, major changes are necessary to allow you to take charge of your own journey to wellness and stability. In this chapter, we will assess those factors that may be affecting your mental health challenges. As you consider your issues, you can determine if they are major influences. You think about them daily, and they have had a major effect on the way you feel on your life through patterns and lifestyles, or they are minor issues you think about occasionally and have a minimal effect on how you feel on you and your life. Some of them may have major issues of some time in your life, but due to the passage of time, life changes, and hard work, they are now only minor influences. When you complete this assessment, you can decide that these issues that need immediate attention and action, and that they are important to work on for the long term. When you have completed the assessment, the following chapters will help you explore ways you can minimize the effects of these issues in your life. Example: counseling, exchange listening, focusing, journaling, and the trauma connection. If you have addictions, the life assessment process will help you decide how to address these issues. So like I said, this is page 147 of Life Assessment. It says, you may find it useful to describe certain events or circumstances in detail. There is a space allowed for you to do that. And if this process is hard for you or brings up frightening images called flashbacks, or make you feel uncomfortable in any way, don't do it right now. You may want to do it slowly over a long period of time, and when you are supported by a counselor or other person with whom you feel safe. So the first one talks about sexual abuse. It says, many of us report a history of childhood sexual abuse that we may feel has either caused or worsened our mental health. You may feel diagnosed with post-traumatic stress syndrome. While it is known that sexual abuse has been going on for a long time, the understanding of its disastrous effect on the psyche of those who have experienced abuse has not been fully understood or validated until recently. Often those who reported such abuse were not believed. Upon reporting the abuse, they were told to forgive and forget, or that they had just imagined it. The result has been poor self-esteem and ongoing serious mental health difficulties. Those of us who have worked at overcoming the effects of such abuse have regained our sense of security, worth, control of our lives, and a strong sense of well-being. So in this, with the one with sexual abuse, it says, the first one has you to put an X by if I have experienced sexual abuse. The next one says, I feel this abuse has a major effect on my life. The third one says, I feel this abuse has a minimal effect on my life. Or the last one says, I do not feel that this abuse has any effect on my life. Then it says, describe the sexual abuse if this feels like a safe thing for you to do at this time. Okay, so after sexual abuse, then it goes on to physical abuse. It talks about abuse by either a relative, a peer, or a stranger. And talks about, it asks the same thing on them, on those questions. Have I experienced physical abuse? You know, does it have a major effect on my life? Does it have a minimal effect, or does it have no effect at all? The next one is emotional abuse. The fourth one is marital problems. It says a 46-year-old woman whose relationship was weathered by recurring mental health challenges says she always felt concerned that this time he would just say, I've had it, and walk out for good. She feels that her She feels that her unpredictability is creating a gap in the mutuality that they once enjoyed. So it's asking about on those marital problems. Do you have marital problems? Is it a major effect? Is it a minimal effect? Or does it have any effect? Then it talks about divorce, loss of important people, spouse abuse, neglect, crime victim, witness to violence or crime, natural disaster, war, poverty is some of what they talk about. Stigma, your inability to follow your own path, work stress. All of these are the same questions they're asking. It talks about loneliness, poor social skills, physical challenges, or disabilities. So these are all things that people deal with regardless of whatever walk of life they're doing. A lot of times people think that people that use this book or people that go to rap or teach rap, they have to have a mental health diagnosis. It's about mental health, but it has nothing to do with just only focusing on people with mental health disorders. Anybody, as you can see when I was reading through those different situations, can have experience in a number or several of them at the same time or during their time through life, and they have had no mental illness, or they have not been diagnosed with a mental illness. So anybody can use rap. Anybody can benefit from it with using it in their life as a tool to it. Like if you haven't had mental health issues, if you don't want them, I think a lot of us would have benefited from it if we would have learned about it a long time ago. See, like she said, these are tools. And you know, when you're growing and you mature and you just learn in life, you learn things along the way. But what I was so glad to see when I was on the Copeland website is that they have a rap for children now. They have a rap for children. And I think that learning things at a young age and being prepared at a young age is very important, because it sets the tone, it just sets the tone for people when they get older. You don't raise children, you raise adults, but they're children as they are, but you're raising them to be adults. You're not raising them to be children. So I always say that, you know, it's good to teach a child about life as much as you can and as appropriately as you can at a young age. Because if they're not taught certain things, and if you don't have conversations with your children or with kids, then they're going to grow up. They're going to be these adults we have that are angry at each other, that are bickering and fighting about stuff that's not even important. And yeah, so that's all I wanted to say today. I just wanted to put that out there for the wrap. I got to complete. I'm reading through the book. This is my third time reading through the book in the past about 6 years. So it's like I said, it's a refresher for me. But I would love, like I said, I think I showed my. I'm getting it down here. It's under my chair. My second type of book that I'm creating, my little diary that I'm keeping on wrap, and I think I got it upside down. Yeah. So I read to you some stuff that I got in it. It says, generally I'm a quiet person. I like spending time alone and with close family and friends. I don't like fussing and confusion, and I try to stay away from it as much as possible. When I'm feeling well, I feel happy, encouraged, motivated, and loved. Okay. So, on page 2, I got signs I need my supporters to take over. One is that I become extremely withdrawn. If I don't practice keeping my hygiene and my home clean, or if it goes down, that's a sign that I need supporters to take over. If I have constant crying spells, like I cry all the time, but if it's just non-stop, you know. And then I will most of the time vocally let someone know that I need to seek a doctor, be hospitalized, or feel like I can't do things on my own. So I'm the type of person where you don't have to, like, we're going to send you to the hospital. Like, I don't mind going, but if I don't feel like I need to go, then I'm going to tell you that too. So I feel that should be my right, and that should be what is honored. Because a lot of times we think we're doing what's best for people, and we're really hurting them in the long run. So I think sometimes, you know, having something like this around, like I said, it helps. And also speaking to other people. My biggest thing, like I was telling my classmates yesterday, is abandonment. And I feel that a lot of times some of my actions have been misunderstood in the past, and that has caused a friction between me and my family. and I'm trying to build that bridge back with my family. But at the same time, I want my family to also, I have to take responsibility, but my family has to take responsibility in some things too. And so, yeah, that's just how I feel about that. So, when you go through things, and I wanted to share my story about how I wind up in mental health, but that's neither here nor there. What's important is that I've been in the mental health system since 2009, and I had a mental health breakdown, and I have been going off and on since 2009. And it's been a journey. It's been a rocky road at times, and it's been enjoyable. I would say that my mental health services have definitely helped at times. It's just that some of the people that I've encountered with the services I haven't really cared for, and then some I really grasped and really held on to because I just enjoyed their company and enjoyed the services they provided for me. So you're not gonna mesh well with everybody you meet. I tried to, but it's not gonna happen with everybody. I'm just being honest. But mental health here in Dublin has been pretty good to me, I would say. My home that I live in was was assisted with me with helping me find appropriate housing, and I was able to work for them for a while through a program, and then I went back in 2020, but that didn't last. So hopefully I'm trying to go back to school and finish my other program, and I'm just going to see where things go from there. But I just, life is a journey. It is a journey, and when we make mistakes, when we do things, and when we have issues, it's good to communicate with people about it. It's good to talk about things that are sometimes uncomfortable, and that way you get on the right road. Everybody's on the same page, and everybody can work well together once they know what they're working with, what they're dealing with. So I've been on here too long. I've been on here about 30 minutes. I wanted my video to be at least about 30 minutes because I've been doing about 5-10 minute videos here and there. But main things is important is keeping this. It's like a life Bible. I'm so grateful that I came across it. Matt Rainey is the one that told me about it. One of my peer specialists at Community Mental Health, and I'm so glad he did. I hope he's doing well, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. I'll be back next week with my final class to tell my peers on how everything went, and just want to send blessings your way. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.